Let's talk about Antz, baby. Let's talk Bugs Life movie. Let's talk about all the creepies and the crawlies on my TV. Let's talk Antz and Bugs Life. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the 20-year-old movie podcast. I am the Jumpman Joel Walkowski.
And I am the turbocharged Matthew Anderson.
Matthew Anderson.
I was juxtaposed to what I said there, wasn't I?
You know, the year is 1998.
That's right.
Jinko jeans are flying off the shelves.
And onto these legs.
John Benet Ramsey is still dead. And this is the year America sits by and watches after Michael Jordan steps away from the main stage.
Whoa.
It takes its biggest form of entertainment in the form of two corporate behemoths waging capitalist war against each other in the pursuit of making the greatest, most lucrative bug movie.
It's a good one. I feel like
look at
both
the
of them
lineups.
crushed it.
Look at the Let's set the
Yeah,
stage.
okay.
1997.
Which one do you want to do first? Antz or Bugs Life?
Let's do a little bit of context.
Okay.
Because I do believe 1997 Toy Story came out was a legitimate game changer.
Right. That was the first.
First 3D animated feature film.
Yeah.
Great comedy, great conceit, and it was immediately clear that there was just so much you could do with the genre.
Yeah. So much room to play with it. You know, some of these guys would later, call it like the Gold Rush.
It's similar to like when The Godfather was such a big hit in 1972. Like for the next 20 years, like mob movies were so marketable, bankable. They won awards. They did great business. And that,
they did good business.
No, but it's like the market dictates that it really wants something that people have just been fascinated with computer animation since it came out. Like Dire Straits is a shitty band, but because of that music video, we all know we gotta move this refrigerator. We gotta move this color TV.
I know that one.
So like the I think just the casual movie viewer was ready for a 3D animated movie. Like it was.
They wanted more of it. They'd seen it. They've seen toys, and now they wanted to see the next thing.
Yeah, and even before toys, like you'd see 3D like at like a science center. It felt like It felt like it was the future. So after Toy Story, it cashes in like early 1997, and so you can see like I think both films are probably already in production, but like. They kind of waged corporate warfare to like put out the better bug movie.
Antz was released October 2nd, and then A Bug's Life was released November 25th.
And I think
so. Disney's movie came after A Bug's Life, and
this wasn't Disney at the time. This was still just Pixar. This was pre-merger. Like I don't know if they actively like did that merger on the materials.
Right. So it's a Pixar film.
But look at the like titans of industry. Like on A Bug's Life side, we have John Lasseter, Steve Jobs, and on the other side we have DreamWorks. They're about to release their first ever like
animated film,
3D animated film, and that's Hollywood royalty. That's
you
Spielberg, Katzenberger, Geffen, and like look at the cast that they got in Antz. That is crazy.
It's nasty. Yeah, Woody Allen, Dan Aykroyd,
Sylvester Stallone, Jennifer Lawrence. I did like
Sharon Stone, Christopher Walken.
Both films just took an old like Mel Brooks like cohort and put them in a big role. So we had Anne Bancroft in one, Madeline Kahn in another, and they even both films like today like they took the mindfulness as like, hey, we're going to make these films as similar as possible. What sexual predator should we cast?
Yeah, because in A Bug's Life, we had Kevin Spacey.
And in Antz, it's, of course, Woody Allen.
Right.
And I got to give Antz like credit for being a Woody Allen movie made for children.
They're throwing a fastball by you, but, it's just Woody Allen in love. You know, that's all it is he's like, I'm in love, and he's just at work. It's great.
And Antz opens on a film with the Woody Allen character of Z in therapy. You can't get any more Woody Allen than that. And then, of course, like the big reveal at the end of the movie is that it took place in New York the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe, like, this wasn't even the cocaine 1980s. This was like some of the smartest, most experienced people in Hollywood would be like, you know what children love?
Right. Ants.
Bugs and Woody Allen.
You got two competing, companies who are, it's like life and death to these people, like it's all about ants. Isn't that fucking crazy? To just destroy somebody's business.
I wonder if
with like an idea for children about ants.
Well, even when it comes to cinema, the ants come marching 2 by 2.
They fucking sing that in Ants. I was not happy with that.
Oh, man,
when they went to battle.
Do you think? I bet there were a lot of last minute edits for.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm sure at some point, like the character in Bug's Life was like, "I used to be a larva," which is like a great line, but you can see they took different approaches too.
Yeah,
like.
Ants, like you were saying, it's a little more
realistic. You have product placement.
It's all like,
the kids drinking cans of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and
he's wearing Reebok.
It's not. They didn't have the pretty bugs like in A Bug's Life. The ants were cute.
Yeah,
very cute.
The ants looked like ants. In the Bug's Life ants, they looked like cute, anamorphic, like very almost cuddly creatures.
I mean, yeah, it was like two great films, but like one cost half the other to make. Bug's Life cost $120 million, and Antz cost between $40 and $60 million. You said Sylvester Stallone didn't even want to get paid.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone. He plays a pretty good character in Antz. He plays
my God, he's the backbone.
He plays this strong man. There's a scene with him just like. Basically the plot of both movies are there's a worker ant who doesn't quite fit in.
Oddball tendencies.
One's an inventor, the
and
other's just
sexual
Jewish.
Predator. Okay.
They're synonymous, so it's fine. I mean, come on. What is a bris?
Right. Did they talk about the ants getting their foreskin clipped?
Yeah, no, they made a point of it. Like, they should have had a rabbi ant in there. I secretly do cocaine.
I mean, the way Woody Allen was talking, you definitely thought there was a little bit of religion and guilt to these ants in Ants.
Yeah, I did like the extended scene where this ant used all his strength to lift a Talmud.
What's a Talmud?
I don't know. I thought that was gonna hit. It didn't. It
just.
You laugh at everything, and you didn't laugh at that one.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's just like what's a Talmud though?
It's what they read from. You're like if you're a Jewish study or you do Talmudic studies.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think I know things. I'm not sure. But anyway, like,
don't fact check us, you Jews, on what a Talmud is. Anyway,
but okay, so we have these like big corporations. They're competing against each other, making these bug films, and both they should have cooperated a little bit because they both had the exact same plot line.
Oh,
there's a worker bug
100%.
who doesn't fit in. He leaves the tribe. Saves his colony in some unorthodox way. Well, I guess everyone in Antz is orthodox. And then they save a princess. So it's the exact same plot.
Yeah. And they save and they make it with the princess. It's like a guy getting a girl that's not achievable. Nature does not allow that loser to mate with the queen.
Yeah, and I did like Antz, like early on, they really wanted you to know these were bugs. So, like, Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone finally together. Do you think they met during the production of this movie?
Oh, no way. No, none of these actors met each other. It only cost $42 million.
Read the cast for Antz.
Woody Allen is Z. Gene Hackman is the General Mandible. Hilarious. Sharon Stone is Princess Bala.
Christopher Walken, Sylvester Stallone,
Danny
Jennifer
Glover.
Lawrence, Danny Glover,
Jennifer Lopez.
Dan Aykroyd. This thing,
Anne Bancroft, Dan Aykroyd.
this thing has more star power than Ocean's 11. I swear to
Who
God,
are the 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th?
I mean,
one of them's Jason Statham.
If J-Lo is your 8th aunt, you're pretty star-studded.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I did.
You got John Maloney in here, too, R.I.P. Frasier's dad.
Yeah, I don't care about Frasier. It's been like really put onto a pedestal by all these Brooklyn avant-garde comics, and it's a semi-good
You're talking
show.
about specifically one person.
No, I'm talking about Frasier as a whole. It's fine. It's no news radio.
Well, I'll give you that, but I love me some Niles Crane.
I'll take Caroline in the City over Frasier.
All right, well, let's just move back on to Antz and Bugs Life.
Do you not support female comedians?
you got me, Joel.
This guy hates women. They taught him that in the U.S. Army, where men from our high schools learned to hate.
We need a face and a heel. I didn't know I was going to be the heel.
I did like how there was like Antz. Like Bugs Life is very cute. It's very cartoony. The heroes, like there's a ladybug who's not a lady. There's a dung beetle.
Oh, yeah.
They're circus performers, and it's very cute. And Antz, they're
great.
all in on being realistic as ants. Like they.
Do you want to hear the cast for A Bug's Life? You got Dave Foley. That's news radio for you. Kevin Spacey, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Hayden Panettiere. She's just
Hayden Panettiere from our favorite movie, Scream 4. She played the role of Kirby.
She was also in that football movie.
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. Was that a football team?
Yeah.
They don't got no DeMarco Murray anymore.
I'd like to see that movie about the real Titans, called Remember Don't Get Too Close to Your Mistress, the Steve McNair story.
Oh, I just read that article on ESPN. She's so lovely. Anyway,
man, we on some edge look. But Antz, they're all about making a realistic movie, but then for some reason, it's got to be like New York City. So you have like J-Lo's Bronx accent, Woody Allen's Brooklyn accent, Sylvester Stallone.
He's just the weightlifting queens.
Dude, that scene after like Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone switch places and Sylvester Stallone is just beasting as a worker bee.
Yeah.
He's talking about his muscles.
J-Lo's like, ooh, you asking me out to dinner, puppy?
Yeah. I don't even have my phone on me, but I remember I wrote down his line of dialogue in that scene because I thought it was so sick.
What was it?
Big guy coming through.
Hey, I love Sylvester Stallone. I think he's great.
And they like don't want you. They want to make. They really selling that it's Antz early on. I'm trying to make this point for like 10 minutes.
No, it's fine.
But they're drinking at a bar, talk about how they're going to switch places, and they're like, "Are you going to finish your aphid beer?" The beer is made from a bug.
Did you like their line dancing?
I loved their dancing.
They have some like fucking whack version of the fucking electric slide that they do.
Ants are black people. They're all dancing. But I thought the song was like pretty good.
Oh, here, I could put it up. Part of me like felt like Antz was hitting you a little too hard over the head with this. Like, I'm just a guy that doesn't fit in.
I feel like I should explain that, like, where I say black people dancing lines is related to like one experience where I went to like my mom friend's Letty's wedding and like everyone like knew the line dance to Stevie Wonder and I didn't. It was really like
I was gonna say like
to be out there.
I totally missed that. That's not a That's not a proper stereotype.
You know, black people, they're always line dancing.
You know, they love the Casper slide. You know, the song that tells you exactly what to do, when to clap. People don't play that shit.
Man, like the worst part about doing stand-up is like the jokes you like don't hit as well as like bullshit you do. Like I do some joke where I do the cha-cha slide and it works every time. And it's so stupid.
I feel like if you said to yourself works every time, it's just a fun way to get through a bit you hate.
The cha-cha slide bit works every time. Are we playing this song for Antz on 2 different screens? I'm going to have a stroke.
No, I'm pulling it up so we can actually listen to it.
10 minutes and we're out of here, right? I mean,
Okay,
this
so
place
2
is off
ants, they're
limits.
blowing off steam.
Step back, ladies. I'm gonna ask one of these workers to dance with me.
Yeah, look at it. She's just appropriating poor culture.
This would actually be some good music to make love to.
Hi.
I think they slowed it down too. I think that's a YouTube thing where they're like, we gotta fucking.
You like fucking to music?
Oh yeah, that's the only way to fuck.
Really?
You know, you
The
can't
only
ride.
way?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't get out much.
You heard it here
I-
right first.
I love it, but I never remember to. Like,
Yeah, I
whenever I
mean,
do it, it blows my mind.
no, that's not what I'm. It's just it makes it easier for me to maintain a pace. It's like working out with music. It's just inherently easier. It doesn't blow my mind.
I only,
Like I'd never like listen to some Paul Simon and be like, wow.
What on earth are you doing?
All right, they're still line dancing to this music now. This doesn't make sense, right?
yeah. We don't need to listen to it anymore. I just want to listen to that slow beat so I can remember to like hump to it later.
Yo, babe, I got us a new beat. What's a song that blew your mind? What did you mean? What does that mean? What did that mean, Joel?
I think just the last time I made love to music was really good.
Okay.
Without getting into details, I'm reading a book on Prince,
Uh-huh.
and I know like it's like a good diary. It's
Hey,
a diary.
maybe for our listeners, would you tell us what the book was? Give us some of the details.
It's called the Purple Rain recording session. So this guy he wrote about. I was on a balcony in Cuba, and I was reading all about Prince.
Yeah.
And I learned the backstory to every song. So I came at the exact right point of computer blue on this balcony overseeing Havana. And like,
Because you knew it was coming.
no, I didn't. I was just riding along the music. Like I was really familiar with it.
Oh, boy.
And like, as I made love, I just kind of did a trust fall into the arms of these rhythms I'd just gotten so familiar with.
Uh-huh.
And I know I could feel Prince come down from heaven
Yeah.
and guide me to orgasm. Like the first time I made a girl orgasm was to
She came then.
She came
as well.
No, my girlfriend doesn't come.
What?
No, the first time I made a girl come, it was in the back of my 1993 Mercury Villager my parents gave me.
Oh,
And
shout out to the Rents.
I
for
took
the
out the
assist
back
on that one.
seats. I put in a bale of hay, and I made love to my girlfriend.
Shut
And
up. This is like
it
a
was,
play.
No, it's to Dirty Mind.
No.
And she came.
You put a bale of hay in there?
Yeah, I put a bale of hay and a bowling
It
ball
wasn't-
in the back of my van.
Wait a second. The bale of hay was because you knew you were going to be sleeping on it?
No,
Was-
I would just like go around stealing shit, hitting stuff with the car. I would kill.
You're a real degenerate.
I would like not really though. Like I would
Stole
just have
somebody's bale of hay.
No, I think we had a bale of hay in our yard, but I would give people rides and then I put a bowling ball on the ground so it would just roll around.
It was like a bit you did?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So when I made this girl come, like she said, no, that wasn't you, that was Prince. And I finally got to understand what she meant like 15 years later.
What a bitch. Why would you take that from me? You know,
Yeah, well-
Prince has made so many people come already.
And really, like, I'm terrible at fucking right now. Like, I just had surgery, and
Yeah.
like, post-surgery fucking is like kind of sad.
Yeah, you've got your walker. You've got all sorts of just problems. You can bend your knee though. You know, you're
Yeah, I
in
can bend it,
rehab.
but like, even bending it right now, like, I feel a lot of pressure there, and I can feel like I can feel the pressure on like the stitches, and like,
Wow.
I can't feel anything else. I can't feel that when I'm like fucking, you know.
I just realized how for granted I've been taking my knees, you know? I'm just looking at your leg and I feel like poor Joel, you know what I mean?
No, but I play so much basketball. I work a physical job. You know, I'm basically a hired strongman on
You
set.
deserve this.
I guess.
What was the surgery again?
They've repaired one meniscus tear, then they took the other portion of the meniscus out around the tear.
Okay.
I find out more Monday.
Who else? What's an athlete that's had this surgery?
Jimmy Butler just had it. Jimmy Butler had it one day before me.
Do you think he's gonna be back for the playoffs?
No.
No
way.
I don't know. He's got a bunch of, water, and he could fucking.
That's the one thing. I haven't been drinking enough water. Before the surgery, I was just loading up on water,
Yeah.
training 5 times a week, drinking going
8 cups a day, everybody.
No, more than that. Tom Brady drinks 39 cups a day, so there's no reason you shouldn't hit at least
How does he
20.
hold his bladder? I tried to drink 8 yesterday, and I was pissing all the fucking time.
I piss all the time. I don't know if it's like a too much coffee thing.
Shelby said that the more you drink, the better you get at holding your piss.
No, I think coffee irritates it for me.
Okay.
The worst was on tour. Like I was, I get like a nervous bladder. Like before I do stand up, I have to pee, even though I don't have to pee.
Can you eat food?
Yeah, I can eat.
Okay.
But like I was so anxious because I was with our anxious buddy Jake Head.
Yeah.
I just had to pee the
Wonderful
entire
guy.
month of December.
Shelby's told me before I've had to pee. I mean, I'm not nervous like you. It's not like a every time thing, but one time I just couldn't use the creek bathroom or something. I was like, I turned to her. I was like, I really have to pee before my set, and she's like, use that. And I went on stage.
Having to pee a lot's got me in trouble. I remember once
Did a little pee-pee dance.
No, I was going to a job interview, so I was in a suit in my mom's car. And I'm in Michigan. I'm in this nice part of town, Grosse Pointe, and you know what? I have to pee, and it's not the sort of town. If you get caught pissing outside there, it's
That's a
some
ticket?
trouble.
Or is that
it's like
jail?
you're in trouble. Grosse Pointe's one of the wealthiest, more uptight cities in the country.
Okay.
So I had to pee, so I had a water bottle, and I peed in the water bottle, but I didn't count on this. I'm uncircumcised and my foreskin wedges against the tip of the water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And have you played with water balloons ever?
I also have a foreskin, and I'm aware.
I watched in horror. Hey, welcome to a 20-year-old movie podcast hosted by the Foreskin Boys.
Just skip ahead 2 minutes if you're not into this.
No, I watched my foreskin inflate like a water balloon.
Yeah.
And when it got too big, it just it went off and it sprayed all over the car. I showed it to this job interview, covered in piss, got the job, went home.
Wait, time out. Hell yeah. Okay, good timing.
Went home and I told my mom, and this guy she was dating was there.
Uh-huh.
And he told, and she was,
so you knocked the guy out of the picture.
No,
the kid that pissed on himself.
No way. Because he told me he's a Frederick Douglass impersonator. So
he's a piss boy himself.
He told me he was hired to play the White House, and he was in a tuxedo to go play the White House.
Yeah.
But he needed to pee, and he couldn't find parking in D.C., so he just pissed his tuxedo and went home.
Wow, this guy was exactly Adam Sandler from Billy Madison.
Yeah, he was. Pee in your pants is cool. I can't fuck your mother. My mom was with the 2 men she probably loved most at that time, and they would just be like, yeah, we pee our pants up.
The only time I've ever had to pee in a bottle was when I got deployed. I was having sex with a lady, but you're not supposed to, so I was trapped in her little Connex box. We had this
Oh, she was another troop?
Yeah, she was another troop. No, I didn't just go have sex with a lady prostitute.
Did you sleep with any townies in the military?
What's a townie? No, nobody that wasn't in the military. Anyway, I was stuck in her room, and I had to pee. We just had sex, but there was just people outside her room, and I couldn't leave. So I had to pee in these 2 Gatorade bottles, and it was just hot pee, and I was just hanging out with her. I was like, this is so awkward.
Every guy got to have a Gatorade bottle around. Is Me, Myself, and Irene in 98?
Why don't I look? I don't think so, though.
Yeah, they did the best rendition of the post-cum pee.
Post-cum?
I saw that movie, and I hadn't come yet. I didn't come till I was 14, So I didn't know what that was like. It informed me.
Me, myself, and Irene was 2000.
I don't think I'd come yet. I didn't come till November of 2000.
Joel, the date's locked inside of his head. Wachowski.
The first thing I checked out was just so funny.
What is it?
I was watching Jerry Maguire with my dad in our Thai exchange student, and I thought...
And I hope it was the scene where he's writing the letter about ethics in sports.
No, do you know that actor Cuba Gooding? It was when Johnny Morton had a cameo. He was a Detroit Lion. I came every...
What was the real scene?
TLDR, I paused the movie and jerked off to Renee Zellweger.
She's a lovely lady. In that movie, she's amazing. And then I also like Bridget Jones' Diary. She's pretty good in. I don't like the sequels and stuff.
Yeah, I like those movies. I don't watch them. I just...
All right, let's get back to Antz and Bugs Life. Where were we?
What about that character?
What about Renee?
No, guy who doesn't know about porno, so he thinks Renee Zellweger films are what you jerk off to.
Yeah, that's just a child. That's an adolescent boy figuring it out.
I was 14 and a half.
And you didn't have any older siblings, I can tell.
I had a sister, but she lived in Europe.
Yeah, and she's not about to fly over to Michigan to tell you how to jerk off.
Jerk off.
That sounds like the beginning of a movie.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I've got 2 older siblings, a girl and a boy. Brother and a sister. I don't know why I said girl and boy. I am a robot, I think.
Yeah, you might be.
But they're significantly older than me. I have a bunch of jokes in my act about it because like I was an oops baby. My parents are very old. Very old.
I thought you were going to go into the bit. Was that the bit? Like,
no,
you just
yeah.
imagine.
Very old parents. Very old.
Oh, so your upbringing, your house is like an Adam Sandler movie. It's got like lots of horny old people in it.
It's exactly what you see in the movies.
Okay, so I think like in the moment, back to 98, let me set the scene.
Let's go back.
People, a chain wallet is connecting your Diners Express card to your Tommy Hilfiger jeans. John Benet Ramsey is still dead, and you go to the cinema. And
wait, when did she die? Let's just
97, December 25th, 1997.
That's an easy one to lock away in that Joel brain. I was about to try to make fun of you, but Christmas 97, that's pretty easy.
I don't know that I'm right, but I think I'm right.
All right, well.
You know what? I think Antz, the battle scene was so disturbing.
Oh, what was it? It was Antz versus
they didn't even say what the insects were, but all of a sudden Woody Allen switches place with Sylvester Stallone to go in, and he ends up going into war.
Right.
Like Woody Allen just wants to get close to this princess that he met at a bar, talk to her. And then like here, it's right here. There's this horrific battle, and afterwards the dust clears. He finds the head of his friend played
Barbados,
and he's talking to a disembodied head. The head doesn't know it's dead, so they have this whole dialogue scene.
It's a war scene.
Without it.
It's bad.
No, it's truly terrifying. It's a severed head, and then you go back the next scene. You realize he's like this celebrated hero, and he questions his place, and the leadership says to him, "Just wave." So like you really see like some firm anti-military sentiments in this movie. Right.
Just as I did. This is actually Danny Glover. Is this guy?
No, that's a computer animation.
That would be great if he was like, "Oh, I'm getting too old for this shit." Right before he died.
No, but it is like a horrific battle scene, whereas like Bug's Life was very cute.
Definitely.
But like when these movies came out,
yeah,
I think Antz won.
Oh, you mean like artistically or box office? Because these guys measure winning in dollars.
I'm sure Bug's Life won the box office
by a long shot.
But like I think this was a better movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, not that you put any stock into it. You know, Rotten Tomatoes, this got a 96. You know, Antz got a 96, and then Bug's Life was a 92. Both of them very good movies. but it's just unfortunate that they came out so close to each other in direct competition, feuding.
And Antz is kind of forgotten because, like, you're not really going to throw Antz on for the kids. It's based on. It's not made for kids. There's horrible war movie
and I keep
scenes.
coming
There's
back
Woody
to it.
Allen.
You know, the Antz are uglier. They're much uglier.
And you know what? What really? I don't think Bugs Life won that definitively. Like, what happened after the fact really tilted it towards Bugs Life. Like, DreamWorks went on to become a great animation studio, but Pixar became like synonymous with these wonderful films. So it's automatically lumped into that category. And every time the Pixar movies are discussed, it gets brought up, and that like lifts it up in the canon.
Right. They didn't realize that there was enough market share in this canon of like 3D animated movies. They thought that they both couldn't eat, but they both did eat. You know, like this movie cost $60 million to make max, and it made $127 million, I think. It made over 120. It made $171 million.
Antz did?
Yeah.
And what did Bugs Life make?
And then Bugs Life cost twice as much to make. It cost $120 million. This is all according to Wikipedia. Who knows? But the box office did $363 million. So it crushed it. But I mean, Antz was the first one they did. So for an unproven commodity, they did pretty great. It just
they
sucks.
doubled their money.
It just sucks that these other guys were like, so close to each other. You know, it's like the whole feud. It's unfortunate. Do you want to hear the development feud stuff, or did you?
Yeah, I do want to hear about the development.
Okay, because I know you were telling me you had a few stories about one of these guys you were.
Not even good stories. It's just like, you ever cross paths with someone and you're just like impressed by their energy?
Okay.
Like, I was a camp counselor, and my kids, I was.
Let me go into the feud, and then once we get a little context for who this guy is, I'd like to hear the story. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in 1988, the Walt Disney.
It's not a good story, by the way. Like, don't build it up as something.
Fair enough. I'll just cover the beats. Let's do that.
No, I mean, my story isn't good. Like, you shouldn't have hyped that up.
Oh, I see.
Like, I'm sure this development thing is good.
Right. It's pretty good. I mean, I was reading about it, and I mean, it's really interesting. But okay, so these guys, you've got DreamWorks. They acquisition of PDI, so they're trying to do this shit. So Pixar's director John Lasseter, Steve Jobs, and others that I skipped ahead.
Steve Jobs, that's the fella who worked with computers, correct?
Let me do this right. Okay, so in 1988, Walt Disney Feature Animation pitched a movie called Army Ants about a pacifist worker ant teaching lessons of independent thinking to his militaristic colony, right? So
beautiful.
Years later, Jeffrey Katzenberg, then the chairman of Disney's film division, had left the company in a feud with CEO Michael Eisner over a vacant position left by the death of Frank Wells. Katzenberg would go on to help found DreamWorks Pictures SKG with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen, and the three planned to rival Disney with the company's new animation division.
Yeah, we're going to make Shrek.
Katzenberg pursued. Why is it so hard for me to read? Oh, I remember.
You had
the
your
drugs.
brain altered by the U.S. military. You're going to kill 6 people when you're 45 and have no idea why. But turns out they planted that idea. Yeah, someone planted a chip in your head when you were just trying to pay for college.
Yeah, they planted a chip in my asshole for sure. You know how many shots they give you? They give you so much stuff. I don't know why I said asshole.
How many shots do they give you in the military?
They give you like 15 like in basic training, and then if you go overseas they give you like another like 7. If you get deployed they give you like 12. It's just like, I'm probably good in any chemical attack. I've gotten smallpox and stuff. You got to redo them, but like there's one smallpox where it's like it scars on your arm and it's like a circle scar, and it's like you can tell if somebody's been immunized.
Yeah, well, that's Blah. Good. You can still go to work when we have a VX gas attack.
Oh, I don't know if I'm good against VX gas. The popular gas from the Michael Bay flick, The Rock, great movie.
You ever hear that song Rocket Man? I don't listen to pussy music.
I love
Well,
Nicolas Cage.
that's what you're about to become. He shoots him with a rocket.
Pussy music.
Okay, so back to this development feud.
So Katzenberg pursued underdeveloped concepts to DreamWorks he suggested or was involved with while he was at Disney, including...
And David Geffen said, let's just have a party. And you know, it's weird. Like Katzenberg worked with Woody Allen, but he actually worked with Bugs Life star Kevin Spacey for years and years. They funded cover-ups at a catering company, a really profitable business for them.
I'm not sure where to pick back up. I mean, like I feel like I'm reading too much, but basically, you know, there's these two companies feuding with each other over like this contested idea.
And who are the DreamWorks? Who are the Pixar big boppers?
Pixar big boys. You got John Lasseter, and you got Steve Jobs.
He's the one who works with computers.
Thank you for putting it back in. That's why I understand why you're the best rebounder in the game. You know, because you knew I had to cut all that other stuff. And you came back with the same bit, and it's just as funny.
I was just doing that bit again, like...
Okay. I was giving you a lot of credit there.
Yeah, you don't know. I just like to say, like, oh, yeah, he likes computers. So, and then on the other side of the aisle, we have Spielberg, Katzenberger, and the guy who paid for my college, David Geffen.
David, how did he pay for your college?
I can't get into it.
You wanted like a scholarship?
No, I worked
it's like a blackmail
I worked a
situation.
catering gig to turn into like a massage. There was a pool. Just who else? So these movies are pitted against.
You were like in okay.
I was implying that I was one of the boys who worked at his parties who he assaulted and paid the cover-up money to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like...
I'm unfamiliar with this allegation.
Yeah, no, his name gets bandied about, and I might be completely wrong, but I think he did some untoward stuff.
I mean, I think that's fair. You know, if the information's out there, it's most likely true.
Yeah, I mean, both Antz, like the story and the production, teaches us that humans are monsters.
Yeah. There's a kid with the magnifying glass. Do you feel like that's a little... my theory was when we saw this movie that less ants got fried by magnifying glasses. You said...
Definitely more.
What do you think, listeners? Who's right
because
here?
This is going to cause like kids to go out and see ants, and once you like find an ant, there's not much you can do with it, so you might as well just burn it with a magnifying glass.
These movies humanize the ants, you know, so
yeah, you never wanted to burn a human before.
I suppose the kids that are out there burning ants,
you've never been cut off in traffic.
I'm really chill though. Rush hour, I'm not that bad. I don't get mad at other cars. I just get mad at the wait. The situation. I'm never mad at an individual, even when they cut in front of me. I'm very zen.
That's good. You're Minnesota. You're from Minnesota, so you're just kind of like,
oh yeah, go ahead and fuck me over. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't give a shit.
I'm towing a boat, but I'm just merging into these lanes, and it was my turn.
I don't care that my wife looks like she works at a bowling alley. Sherry's a charmer.
Yeah, that's right. She's due another baby now. So I'm actually proud of myself for being able to do that.
An act out?
No, just the Minnesota act out. I've been really fucking it up lately.
Man, I understand you spent some time in Japan.
Oh, that is very correct, Joel. Yes, I tried to study. I hope our listeners are racist.
You did need to do the eye thing, but
Anyway, back to this feud. It's funny because they were like, it says here that he stayed in touch. Katzenberg stayed in touch with Lasseter after their split, and he often called to check up on when the movie was coming out and like what their plans were. And like, there's a quote here.
Hey, it's Jeffrey. Just wondering how your bug movie's doing.
Oh, it's great. Why are you calling?
Nothing. I just can't wait to see it. Do you have any idea when that'll be?
Oh, well, we're just excited to be doing it. I think later on in the year, maybe. It's just our humble bug movie, the only one on the market.
Yeah, the only one on the market.
All right, so when the trades indicated that production on Antz last nerve felling betrayed, called Katzenberg and asked him bluntly if it was true. He confirmed it. They recalled that it came from that earlier pitch.
You stole my idea about bugs.
Eisner decided not to pay Katzenberg his contract required bonus, convincing the Disney board not to give him anything. Lesnar grimly relayed the news of Antz to Pixar employees, but kept morale high
by eating a bug.
We're gonna
eat ants. I went to a bug museum in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't drink, and
we gotta fill the time somehow.
You gotta fill the time.
Yeah, that's how you get all that time for reading books.
No, my girlfriend, the beautiful Gabby Garcia, she surprised me when I was on tour doing shows.
Aww.
So we were in Atlanta, and then we were in New Orleans, and we did the shows, and they were great.
Right.
And we had some free time, and we just couldn't watch football, I think it would be wrong to do when there's like an international city such as New Orleans. So
they love them Saints, though.
So we went out to experience the city.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a bug museum, and she made me eat bugs.
What kind of bugs did you eat?
I ate a mealworm.
Okay, those aren't that bad.
Yeah, the thing of it is, she wouldn't eat the bugs. That upset
That's
me.
bullshit. Did you get roped in somehow, though?
No, she just told me I had to eat the bugs, so I ate the bugs.
Women always running their lives.
Women be making you eat bugs.
Classic women.
That story could have been like much worse. Like, yeah, my girlfriend ate bugs. Like, she kicked me to the ground and threw a millipede in my mouth.
Let's try something new in the bedroom. I'm gonna tie you up and feed you a dung beetle.
Well, I've just been watching.
Stomp your nuts with a fucking stiletto.
Now, have you had that?
I've seen it. Somebody showed it to me, and I don't know why. It was very upsetting.
There is something I saw that I want to try. I've been watching American Crime Story, the assassination of Gianni Versace. And there's a scene where this guy is an escort wraps up his head in duct tape, so he thinks he's going to die. And at the last second, the guy just undoes the tape. So I want to do that.
You want to... Like on a prank show, you want to think somebody's about to get murdered?
No, I want to be in absolute sensory deprivation. Think I'm on the cusp of death and somehow ride that to just like an insane orgasm.
When's your birthday coming up?
September 10th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a surprise party. Because you can't know about it, right?
Yeah, I'm so glad my parents are here for this.
Yeah, so I guess you just need somebody to sneak up on you in the middle of sex and David Carradine you a little bit.
It can just derail there. They just have to. The fear needs to become real for me.
Okay. It takes 7 to 14 seconds to make somebody pass out from strangulation.
But this isn't strangulation. This is just asphyxiation, so it's a little gentler.
Okay.
Like, I just want to be wrapped up so I can't breathe.
Yeah, it's
not a force of aggression. I'm just in the void where not even air can get in.
Okay.
I'm wrapped up in the infinite grasp of my own panic and
That's
nothing else.
That's a scary place to be, though, because, you could die from that. That stuff, the lack of oxygen sex.
Yeah, but I don't do anything that I can't die from, which is the reason I'm doing this podcast.
The most dangerous game.
Podcast.
Did we finish this feud stuff? I don't know. It seemed like, I don't know. Let me wrap it up. But Lester publicly dismissed Antz as a schlock version of Bug's Life. Did you like that diss? Do you like that roast battle?
Yeah, I
like it. You want to critique that?
yeah, you look like Bug's Life with AIDS. Which is that sounds like a like stock like roast battle joke, but like all these characters are like very gray and thin, so they do look like Bug's Life got AIDS.
God damn. We gotta go to one of these roast battles.
I'll be there March 27th.
Just a guess.
No, I'm doing the main event.
Is that a real date?
Yeah.
March 27th. Go see Joel. Call somebody Bug's Life with AIDS.
Yeah. You Bug's Life with AIDS looking bitch. And Bug's Life was like...
If you could somehow stack the crowd and just do shitty material where they're like gonna clap for you more than the other person.
Where my movie heads at?
That's what roast battle needs. They need somebody to hijack the show from everybody. How possible is that? That's not very possible. Too many people in the crowd. That's funny though. I would lose it to see somebody to go up and do like terrible jokes, but the audience is stacked with people that like them.
I always wanted to do it where like all my jokes are about me. Like, have you seen Dan's stand-up? It's harder to watch than me when I'm looking at child pornography.
That's still worse on. So you're still trying to put them over worse than you? You're like trying to put yourself down.
I looked him up on YouTube. He was harder to find than my stash of child pornography.
Yeah, that's an interesting go, and you wouldn't defer with that. You would go first with that.
I saw Antz with my childhood best friend who doesn't talk to me because of roast battle.
What?
Yeah,
you've lost friends over roast battle?
Indirectly, he had a son with Down syndrome.
Oh, okay. So fuck him anyway.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna go into that. But he's a great guy. I love his family. Best to him. But I did a battle with Eric Bergstrom, and he wrote. In the second round, we both wrote kids' books about each other. Like we had no idea.
That's funny.
It was kind of an anti-Bugs Life Antz thing. Like, we both trotted out the exact same idea, like seconds after each other.
That's so funny.
And his book on me was
called... who went first? Who went second?
I went first, and he brought out his book.
That's so funny.
And it was called Retard Zoo. And because like he has his family, they have a child, they're sensitive to it. So they saw me posing with Eric in the book in a photo after the show, and they were very upset with me.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sure he's fine.
And I'd made some like insensitive comments on social media previously, so like
definitely not fuck him, but it's he wasn't gonna be in there. I don't know, whatever. Potato, retardo. Those are like music terms.
No diggity, no doubt.
No rapping grandma in this one.
No rapping grandma. Lots of cellophane in both. Both use water droplets as a form of torture. They have the opposite, like,
and
take on grasshoppers.
Yeah. One's good grasshopper, one bad grasshopper.
I did think the characters in Bug's Life, like, they're just developed so quickly. Like, we've talked more Antz than Bug's Life.
Yeah, that's because we watched... Okay, so just for the listeners, we watched A Bug's Life a few days ago, and then we just watched Antz. So it's a little bit easier to be higher on Antz than we are high.
Oh, I'm high on Antz all the time. I like to go out in the park, cover myself in sugar, get completely nude, and lay in the ground. They crawl all over me. You've heard about a beard of bees. What about a suit of ants?
I know Fear Factor existed. That's a thing. Somebody's done that with fire ants, probably.
Ooh, baby,
like a dare.
I like that.
It's a red suit, bitch. What if you could somehow get like a red ants to be only here where your tie is, and the rest were like black ants?
That'd be great.
Anyway. Did you like when this female bee died?
Yeah, the bee death in Antz was pretty sad.
Gruesome.
Actually.
I think it's more gruesome than Barbados dying.
Yeah, no, like I feel like Antz did a better job addressing the gritty realism of being an insect.
Yeah.
But like, I think what Bug's Life did with the birds, like that death scene where Kevin Spacey's character gets fed to the babies, is like adorable and terrifying. And I think it's kind of a feat that they pulled off both things.
Yeah. Both of them were very good.
Yeah, Bug's Life, it just kind of like birds were such a big part of it. Like they make the decoy bird. There's like 3 bird scenes total.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, I preferred Antz to A Bug's Life, but
I thought you didn't like it.
I kept on. I didn't want to like Antz because I don't like Woody Allen's whole shtick. You know, like I thought it was too on the nose, like as a love story. But
yeah, I was a big fan. Like I was such a huge supporter, but I recently found out that he made movies.
Me too, Joel. Me too.
And I heard in the early versions of like Antz, he wore like little Woody Allen glasses.
He had unaccredited script changes to like, let me
talk about the cyclone on Coney Island.
Did you see that new one?
The new cyclone?
Wonder Wheel. Woody Allen's newest movie.
Oh, it's called Wonder Wheel?
Yeah, it's about Coney Island.
You been to Coney Island?
Have you been to Coney Island? Do you want to go this summer? We got a car. I know you have a car.
I have a car. I've been to Coney Island. I had a
just-
great time with the wonderful Gabby Garcia. My favorite Coney Island time is there was a free concert by Huey Lewis and the News, and I took my Dominican roommate, and he was on mushrooms. We rode our bikes down there, and he was very enthusiastic about life and the concert.
Yeah.
But he thought every song was Ghostbusters. So like in the middle of every song, I'd be like, "Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters." And like people would be like, no, they didn't record. That's not Ghostbusters.
That's not
like,
Huey.
What do you mean that's not Ghostbusters? I met that dude who founded Pixar.
Yeah, who was that?
John Lasseter.
Yeah.
I was his kids' camp counselor. They were awesome kids. And we met him one day. Like he drove up for Parents' Day.
Yeah.
And he's just like billionaire. He just drove a dang caravan.
He just drove it. What kind of caravan was just
A Dodge Caravan. It was beige.
There aren't other caravans.
Oh
are
yeah,
there?
he had like 40 camels. It was so humble.
He's like a traveling gypsy.
Yeah, if we put on Bug's Life in the background now, and
I liked the opening shot in A Bug's Life because it was the reflection of a pond, and you get to see a bird, the main device that these ants have to use. Like that's great. That's amazing foreshadowing.
and it's just not a therapy session.
Right.
I like Pixar movies a lot. Do you have a favorite Pixar movie?
I think just the classic Toy Story. The whole trilogy is good.
Oh man, Toy Story's week. I gotta go. WALL-E in the #1 spot.
I don't think I've seen that all the way through.
Oh, WALL-E is one of the most wonderful movies you'll ever see.
I'll check it out.
25 minutes with no dialogue right off the top, strong political message, and it encourages people to be active. #2 spot, we got to go Coco. Wonderful film, only masterpiece of 2017. And then #3, Cars.
Cars. I didn't even think of Cars.
Pixar can make anything cute.
Yeah. Ants.
Ants,
children.
toys, robots, children. I want to see them make a movie about like a dirty needle. Like, but he's lonely. He wants to be shared.
Hi, I'm the dirty needle. Yeah. Both good movies. What would be your final thoughts on these two movies together? Both amazing. Unfortunate they came out and they're such rivals. Destroyed friendships.
Yeah. Yeah, but
lost people jobs.
Well, when you tell a story about bugs, friendships are out the window, careers will be ruined,
Right.
families will be thrown into turmoil. It's just like it's kind of like Bitcoin, where it's just like nerds have all this power with technology, and they immediately use it as like trifling as possible. Like, this is two of the world's most powerful corporations trying to make the best bug movie. And there's not that many bug ideas. Within the first 5 minutes of, they both open with, hey, you know, this is how we move the food.
It's straight up both about ants, too.
It's both. It has the same exact storyline.
Yeah.
It's ants rescuing a princess and leaving the worker bee.
Right.
And ants aren't that interesting. They all do the same thing. I would rather see a movie about almost any other bug.
You got to do Zootopia, I think. I think, you know, like you have all different bugs coming together and you form a fake community where you can write all about all these different bugs. You know? I think that's the way to do it.
Well, both
of these are good, but I mean,
spread
like,
the
if you want to
wealth, like,
redo it.
Props to Bugs Life for bringing in the Black Widow a little bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
and like
her.
the flea circus was really fun.
Right,
The ladybug thing was fun.
Dennis Leary was pretty good as the ladybug.
Yeah, it'd be great if Antz had Bill Hicks as the ladybug.
Just exactly the same idea. So, yeah. What would you choose? What's your favorite out of these?
I mean, I would go Antz because it's darker and like it exposes children to the dark realities of war and how like when soldiers are honored, they're honored for their actions. They're not allowed to speak up. They don't have a voice.
Yeah. I think I would rewatch Bug's Life just because it's more fun. You know, there's a lot of cuter scenes, but I think Antz was probably the better movie. It's just an emotional roller coaster I'm not prepared to take every time.
Both movies were sad though. They were both like hard, like kind of scary scenes. They both have like young creatures that are so young and vulnerable.
Ants are very vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, like watching these movies, my biggest takeaway is I wish I could be small and vulnerable, if only for a day.
Yeah, I wish I could too.
I'm so big and
We're
strong.
all just trying to be
I
more
take
vulnerable.
my perspective on the world for granted.
Right.
I need to live as an ant. Aside from being
True.
able to lift 6 times my body weight.
Right. Oh man, imagine if ants could play basketball. You know, how high would their hoops be?
Anthony Hardaway. Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
Anthony Davis.
And
Anthony Mate. Yo, I gotta
Yeah,
make
you
a
could
new
go for
drawing
this.
to jerk off to. Yeah, these are Antz as 90s basketball players. Ignore that stain in the upper left corner.
oh boy, Joel.
Anyhow, I'd really like to work at this Checkers.
Oh boy, Joel. I liked how the main ant in Bug's Life was an inventor too. I felt like that was a better shtick. I thought I was less cheesy than Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Just being like, oh, I'm in love and I don't like working. I just want to have a blog.
I
and
wish I
live."
was in the lava.
Yeah. I wish I lived up in the Upper East Side.
No, but like with Ant, like Bug's Life told this story. Antz, it just kind of threw money at it, and it just took on pre-existing Hollywood personas. Woody Allen was Woody Allen. Sylvester Stallone was Sylvester Stallone. Like Pixar movies, they always take great care to not make the character to the voice actor. They cast the character to the voice actor to the character.
Yeah.
So I think that's like why I prefer Pixar movies over DreamWorks. Like it just. DreamWorks movies, like with this exception, I think they feel like a little like dumbed down and trying to be cute.
Definitely. That they're trying to make it easy to digest for the kids. You know, Antz wanted to do that, but you know they strayed a little bit more towards like an adult
And
movie.
the people,
So I think it's okay to split. Me taking Bug's Life, you taking Antz.
And yeah, I think so. Are you taking Bug's Life? I think you're taking Antz.
I think I'm taking Bug's Life, but I was impressed because I didn't think Antz was going to be as good as it was.
Yeah, there's only room for one on this side of the fence.
So, yeah, I feel good about that. Do you have anything? Do you want to wrap it up? How do you want to wrap it up?
So, 2 movies, 1 storyline.
Yeah. 1 feud.
Yeah, I mean,
2
honestly,
broken
I watched
friendships.
these within like 5 days of each other, and they just blur together. Maybe it's the fentanyl. I don't know. But, like, they're both pretty good movies. They're unfortunately about the same thing. And we're going to be doing a very similar episode for Deep Impact and Armageddon, I'm sure.
I love the movie wars over just a nonsensical idea.
Yeah, like, watching both these movies, let me know that. Thank you for listening to the 20-Year-Old Movie Podcast. We have devolved into chaos here at 191 Eldert Street. You can catch us, follow us on social media, or you can catch me at the stand on the 27th. I'll be there main eventing Roast Battle. All right. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.